What is your favorite book? That's one of the table topics that I give during the youth leadership courses that I run. The question is usually met with horror on the faces or a look of puzzlement. Most of the students don't read any other books other than their textbooks. In fact, a reading survey in 2017 showed that only 1 in 7 South African adults reads for pleasure. I'm obviously an endangered species. Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, my love of books started at an early age. Both my parents were readers, and there were always books around the house. And they passed on their love of books to me. Of the thousands of books that I've read, I'd like to share just 3 of them with you this evening. The first is the Dunlop Book of Facts, published in 1966, before most of you were even born. This was compiled by the twins Ross and Norris McWhirter, better known for the iconic Guinness Book of Records. The 250 pages are filled with fascinating facts. In 1966, the Empire State Building was the tallest in the world. There were 139 sovereign states, and the periodic table consisted of 104 elements. It doesn't matter that none of those facts is still true. That book ignited an interest in learning in me, and it enabled me to look and learn and listen through books, filling my mind with a gallimaufry of facts that still retain to this day. These days, those sort of books have been replaced by Google and the ubiquitous Wikipedia. But the Dunlop Book of Facts still retains a place in my heart and on my bookshelf. The second book that I would talk about that changed my life is The Complete Book of Running by James Fix. Stupidly, on a whim in 1981, I entered a half marathon. And I thought I'd better find out what I'm supposed to be doing. The book had just been published in the UK to coincide with the running boom of the 1980s. And it turned out that that book was a running Bible. It taught me what to wear, how to train, how to pace myself. And it was the difference between finishing the first Great North Run and collapsing on a heap by the side of the road. As my running career developed, James Fix and his book became my firm friends. For the final book, I have to take you back to 1961, when I was 7 years old. My class teacher at Morningside Primary that year was Miss Morrison. And during our craftwork lessons, Miss Morrison would read to us. And one of the books she read to us was The Hobbit by the South African-born J.R.R. Tolkien. I was introduced to the magical world of Middle-earth, to enigmatic elves, to doughty dwarfs, and to hobbits. To quote Tolkien, they are a little people, about half our height, and smaller than the bearded dwarfs. Hobbits have no beards. They're inclined to be fat in the stomach. They dress in bright colors, wear no shoes because their feet grow naturally leathery soles and thick, warm brown hair. The tale also contains a quest for treasure, evil orcs, and Smaug, a fire-breathing dragon. Listening to Miss Morrison reading, I was transfixed. I was transported to a far-off land and immersed in an epic adventure. The power of descriptive writing is so immense that it can transport you to anywhere in the world, to mythical lands, or to the other side of the galaxy, an infinite number of places that you can never go and they're never likely to visit. The Hobbit was responsible for opening my eyes to the wonderful world of fiction. A great writer can keep you enthralled and your attention from word to word, from page to page, from chapter to chapter, creating wonderful word pictures which come alive in the realms of your imagination. If you are a reader, keep reading. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying this evening. If you're not a reader, find a book, find books that will fire your imagination, which will educate, entertain, and enthrall you. In the words of the speaker, Charlie Tremendous Jones, you will be the same person in 5 years as you are today, apart from the people you meet and the books that you read. Read and reshape your life.